Hi, everyone. Mitch from PickDogs.com here with Jay, Costi, and Chris. A little bit different format look for us because I'm on the road here in Vegas at G2E, which is always an odd conference. I'll talk to you guys about it and explain to you guys how that works in just a little bit. But it is in the sports betting industry, for me, this is where worlds collide. You know, this is where who we are and who they are and how we all end up working together. And you could say, you know, we work for Vegas or whatever, but we actually don't. But it's funny how it all intertwines because every major sports book is here, every major slot machine maker, every major gaming table maker, anyone that makes a casino chip, anyone that makes anything to do with betting or gambling is here. It's not like just representatives from the companies at these conferences. It's all the CEOs of all these major companies. So it is going to be pretty interesting. My partners are here from Australia as well. That should be fun. Haven't seen Nathan in a while, so be good to see him too. And he's got all sorts of meetings going on, but squeeze us in. Jay, how's it going? Cowboys, big win yesterday. I got to say, man, I put my picks in. I don't know. Some days it's like I put my picks in and I'm kind of like feeling good about other days. Yesterday was just such a weird day in the NFL. It was typical NFL, right? Where it was like a lot of the games were just tossing a coin. I mean, it could have gone either way, you know? I mean, that Bengals-Ravens, ridiculous, you know? The Texans-Bills, ridiculous. You know, I was on the right side of that one, but still ridiculous game. I had the Niners against Cardinals. You guys all had the Cardinals. I mean, Brock Purdy just basically gave them the game. I mean, he just stinks. Ass. But Dak pulling one out of his ass there in Pittsburgh. It's the good word.
Not much, man. Money making Monday. Hey, no secret. You know, the summer was rough for me. It was just baseball. I tried. You know, I trucked through it. We didn't, you know, we did all right. We had our spots. You know what I mean? But now fully back in the thick of the fall. I'm back, and it just feels good. You know, off a great week for me last week. I'm just trying to continue to put the pieces together. Yesterday was a crazy day, like you said. I feel like I've been on the wrong side of a couple of them bad ones. Like I had the Bengals yesterday. Ooh, that under in that Browns game was disgusting. The garbage fourth down touchdown.
So on the Bengals game, Jay, the field goal, right, and the botched field goal by the Bengals. Now, they were just basically mucking around with the ball there. Isn't that why you kick the field goal on third down in these situations, in case there's a bad snap? And that way the holder, all he has to do is either stand up and roll out of the pocket and throw the ball out of bounds. He can either do that or he can just fall on the ball. And if there's no attempt of the field goal, you get another crack at it.
One thing that
it's like, what is that, you know?
One thing that I've really come to notice here in the NFL is, yes, these coaches get paid millions of dollars, but they are still so dumb and stupid situationally. And it's across the league. Like, yes, like everybody knows that's what you're supposed to do in that style situation, and it costs you a football game. And in the NFL, where every single game means something, it's not the NBA. We can lose one game and that's it. You know what I mean? You'll come back tomorrow and you'll be fine. Nah, just the NFL, man, where one little mistake could be the end of your season come later on in the season. So Bengals, man, stabbed right in the heart. Now 1-4. That was a terrible game to lose yesterday.
17-game schedule, though. There's always a lot that can happen. They just need to go on a run because a little over 500, you don't normally will get you in to the NFL playoffs. Chris, what's happening with you? Another killer Saturday, college football.
I started to find my groove with it. I think it was just about getting a bit of a sample size and being able to roll with it. But yeah, yesterday, 2-in-1 day, that Steelers game got me. But okay, new week. You know, we start the trudge to Thanksgiving now that I officially learned. with football every day, but it's all right.
It's football
Still gotta-
every day to March Madness.
Every day.
I know. Shut up.
April
We have
2nd.
Okay, how about this? We have sports every day until March Madness. We have at least one game to bet on almost.
We actually have sports every day, 365 days a year. If you count those.
Not true.
Not true. Not true.
Not true.
No,
Really?
the day after the All-Star game.
Okay, there's soccer, there's tennis. The sports we don't talk about. There's sport.
There's not always tennis.
There's something going on every single day.
Costy bets on ping pong, so it's
No, but like when you do your betting partnerships, Mitch, like those accounts, like there is no off days. Every single day.
How's it going for you, Costy? How's your weekend?
Coffee is tasting great this morning. See, it's unique because on the actual syndicate plays that we released, I went 3-3 yesterday. But because I do the circa and it's different lines, I pick different games. Certain games meet the criteria based on the line as an advantage or not. So far, I'm 4-0 in the circa. Jay keeps texting me after each game saying, "You got another lucky one." Of course, I got lucky with the Falcons.
Costy
got lucky with the
Costy
Ravens.
is the king. I don't know if y'all
Of course,
know.
I got lucky with the Packers. Of course,
Costy
I got
is
lucky with the
king
Cowboys.
of the lucky ass win. He's the king of it.
Hey, somebody's got to win.
He's the king of the lucky ass win.
That's what it takes. That's what it takes.
I know. Sometimes the ball bounces your way, and that's how it is.
We prepped, and this is the next cycle of the quarter prizes for the Circa Million. So you just have to have a 5-week stretch where you just do really, really good. And you could take down 150K. So I have one more game tonight. Hopefully, can go in at a 5-0 to start off. It should be good to go.
All right. Well, every Monday we do our heroes and zeros. These guys, they don't like to point fingers, a lot of them, and assign blame like I do. I normally pick only players. These guys, for some reason, can't narrow it down. There's not enough bums or heroes out there for them. But I got no problem with it. Brock Purdy, you suck, man. You suck. I've said it all along. You suck, and you totally suck. I think what happened in this game is that, I had the 49ers. I knew the Cardinals were the play all along, but I said 49ers. It just felt like one of those 49ers games, and it played out like a 49ers game for most of the game. And the thing is that they gave the game away. You're inside their like 10-yard line. You get sacked, Brock Purdy, for 23 yards. What is that? Then you decide to go for it on 4th and 20-something. It's like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And I think what happened in that game and what we saw at Brock Purdy's, where the Cardinals have played him enough and they have figured this out, is that he throws a very low ball. And it doesn't have a lot of zip on it. And I saw more tipped and batted passes from Brock Purdy yesterday, man. And you just see, and the Cardinals just figured this out. Then, 24, who's just tearing them up on the ground. Most yards ever by a 49er through 5 games rushing the football. Fumbles, man, inside the 10-yard line. You ass, man. So a lot of ways to go, but I'm going to point fingers and assign blame. It's going to be Brock Purdy, my ass player, to start the party. Jay?
My hero of the week, no surprise, man. When we did our NFL show on Wednesday and yesterday, my exact words for the game were, I trust Dak Prescott. Those were my exact words and why I really love the Cowboys this week. The Cowboys were wounded, beat up, missing some of their best players on the defense. Number one wide receiver out there crying and moaning. You threw 2 picks. You're on the road against one of the best pass rushers in the league. I had no doubt when we got that football on that last drive what he was going to go down there and do. I had no doubt in my mind what he was going to go down there and do. Hats off to my man, Dak Prescott, man. You get a lot of hate out there, man. You get a lot of hate. I don't think you nearly get as much love as you deserve, man. That was a hell of a drive, especially on the road against that style defense, man, to go and win it in that style format. Monday night, especially with the delay, that game was 1:00 in Pittsburgh. Like, it be like that sometimes, man. It ain't pretty. Football ain't pretty. It never has been. So for the haters, that's why I love my quarterback, man. Shout out Dak. hero, my first one of the day.
Franchise player Christopher Ruffalo, Esquire. What do you got?
Oh, sorry, I had to turn my audio back on. I turned it off as soon as I heard Dak. I had to sit in silence for about 30 to 45 minutes for a span there. I'm gonna go with the one that I said I'm a believer in him now. Jaden Daniels, once again, just continues to push the Commanders, through. Didn't have the most explosive game yesterday, but still ran for 82 yards. He had an efficient passing day. First player in NFL history with 1,000 passing yards and 250 rushing yards in his first 5 games. So, Jaden Daniels is legit, and I think it's the second year in a row where the second quarterback taken is way better than the first one. So, Jaden Daniels, my first hero of the week.
First one starting the ball a little bit. Though.
Yeah, but the second one's balling the entire time.
I think the nice thing about Daniels is we don't have to hear about freaking Malik Neighbors anymore. Costi.
What a test next week between the Beltway battle when Daniels comes to the bank and faces off with the Ravens. They try to flex it to Sunday night. CBS blocked them, said no, we're not going to have it. There's a rule for the first 6 weeks where they could fight it.
Who is it? It's Cincinnati Giants.
Cincinnati Giants, yeah.
Yeah, man, I might want to see that shit. We might to see y'all.
Daniels versus Lamar.
It's gonna be a game.
It's cool because they didn't put the Orioles game up against it.
Hey.
No one in there
We've already moved on here. Did you see the game yesterday? I had more adrenaline pumping through my body on that Derrick Henry overtime run than I have in the last.
Well, once they missed the field goal, the Bengals, they just basically gave up. I mean,
But for me, shout out to the entire New York Giants organization, traveling all the way to Seattle. Tough place to play. No neighbors. The line kept going up. And Daniel Jones went from being 34th to start the season out of 32 quarterbacks. Now he's trending in the right direction. He is balling out. He's getting wins. They're competitive. Things I never thought I would say week 1. And that's what the NFL is. Not for long. Things could just change on a dime. He came out there, showed up, even with that fumble on the goal line that was returned for a touchdown, for them to be down and then to come back and beat them outright in Seattle. Shout out to the Giants, man.
Shout out to Giants. Shout out Danny Dimes. I agree.
For me, it's Ruben Bain. I mean, man against boys, down 25 in 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And, the Miami defensive line has been just off the chain all year, but Ruben Bain has really missed most of the season. He is the captain of our defense and had not really played in a game. And then all of a sudden, man, when they needed him most, holy crap, absolutely unblockable. Looked like Vince Wilfork in there in the middle. First, they tried to block him with one guy. Then they tried 2. They tried to chip with the running back. They tried everything, and he just blew up the game plan. It was just an unbelievable comeback by the Canes. Of course, when you have a comeback like that, you say to yourself, how did we get into that position to begin with? And I think certainly a lot of things we need to work on. Those little out patterns to the running back that are meant to get 7-8 yards that went for 70. Those, of course, a problem. The Cam interception, the pick 6, cross-body throw late across the middle. Bad, man, against, the number 1 intercepting team in the nation. Just a bad decision. Went for 6 the other way. But the Miami defensive line, when push came to shove, they did all the pushing, all the shoving, and in the middle, oh, man, the master disaster, Ruben Bain, just absolutely, I've seen great Miami defensive linemen throughout the years. He is definitely in that discussion. The Vince Wilfork, the Russell Maryland, the Cortez Kennedy, it goes on and on and on. He's in that discussion, and I'm telling you, he has a chance to be the best of all of them, of the Warren Sapps, the Jerome Browns. He has a chance to be the best. He really is that good because none of them made an impact this early in their career like he has. None of them did. CANES, Canes. I love it when the other team is ass slapping and celebrating like they won. That's my favorite thing, man. 38-13. It's like, we got them. We got their asses. Not today, bitches.
Yes, sir. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Mine, I'm gonna stay in the NFL. Yesterday, I had a parlay, a three-leg parlay that went 0 for 3. I tried to follow a theme, and the theme just didn't come to fruition. So I'm gonna give them hero of the week. 3 of guys. Shout out the rookies, man. Shout out all the rookies. All 3 rookie quarterbacks yesterday had expectations. They were favored to win, and all 3 of them won and covered. The Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams. I've been a hater thus far this season. That's what we're looking for you from, Caleb. I mean, you did play the Panthers. But shout out to you, my man. There we go. I'm not a hater, bro. I gotta see it. Shout out Caleb Williams. Bo Nix. I was a hater. Now I've won 3 straight. Shout out to the Denver Broncos. Shout out Bo Nix. You know what I mean? Y'all played the Raiders. But shout out to you, my man. Shout out to you. And last but not least, Ruflo already gave him his flowers, but shout out Jaden Daniels, man. Shout out Jaden Daniels. He's been balling to start this season. I can't wait to see them boys. That's what I can't wait to see. But shout out to him. No hate segment from Jay. I give my flowers to the rookies. They showed up, showed out, and balled with expectations yesterday.
Chris?
Yeah, for mine, I'm gonna go college. I'm gonna go with Diego Pavia and Clark Lee out in Vanderbilt. Pavia brought a swag. He had a swag when he was at New Mexico State, and he brought that mentality when he went to Vandy. And you kind of see the change in Vandy that it's brought. And
it's one thing when a team comes out and upsets a big guy. It's another thing when, the David Goliath game. In those David Goliath games, the best of the best ones, like that one, Goliath punches back, and it's how you answer.
Yeah,
because
they had an answer.
Sometimes the avalanche just falls right on top of them. You forget that they were ever up, and hey, you know what? They had a good run. They played well. But
that last touchdown, the deep one. Oh yeah, like that was
and that first down to seal the game. The first down to seal the game. Yeah.
He had a confidence when he was at New Mexico State, and he's brought that with him, and it's gone throughout the team. And now Vandy has a quarterback they can trust. They have a quarterback that can move the ball.
What's his future? Like, he's clearly not an NFL quarterback, right? So it's like
he's not an NFL quarterback, but I have a feeling he might try to take that jump.
But do you think he's like a Julian Edelman type? Who was a college quarterback, kind of a gritty college quarterback, comes into the NFL and becomes a totally
maybe
gritty there.
Yeah,
I could see it.
Yeah, but I like it. And Clark Lee, coach for Vandy, executed the perfect game plan. He just had an answer for everything.
One of the toughest jobs in college football. Nick Saban, eating his words before the game. It's like all SEC road games are tough, except for Vandy because we have more fans there than they do. Like, ouch!
Didn't quite get there.
Yeah,
I'm assuming biggest win in program history.
Oh yeah, first win over a top team.
And also, Mitch was right. There's only one Nick Saban, bro. You can't follow up beating Georgia to losing to Vandy. You just can't.
Well,
Vandy improved. They played Mizzou tough the prior week. Only lost by 3 on the road. So, but if you're Alabama, you can't lose to Vandy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm mad at DeBoer. Can you remember my whole DeBoer argument? You can't lose that game. You can't.
Nick Saban doesn't lose to unranked teams.
Yes, Nick Saban. Nick Saban is, man, I'm mad because, like, bro. I had Vanderbilt in the game. But
Vandy this season as a double-digit underdog 2-1 straight up with a 3-point overtime loss to Missouri. And they've beaten Virginia Tech and Alabama.
Shout out Vandy, man. Shout out Vandy.
Costi?
I'm going to give a trash award here to the one and only Aaron Rodgers.
I knew he's on my short list. On my short list.
Oh my God!
The game pass.
What are you doing?
The game has
3 interceptions.
By
not even close on a lot of those throws. Completely doesn't have control of that offense. Just ass.
Y'all cooking this morning. Y'all cooking.
Ass.
I mean, complete ass. I mean, I get it. The injury that he had, the mobility's not there. But I don't even think it's that. I went last year, I did a deep dive on Aaron Rodgers. He was really that when he won the Super Bowl, he had basically like a clear, easy cut road for him to win the Super Bowl. Outside of that year, yeah, he had 1 or 2 good years with Devontae Adams, and he's the most accurate passer probably in the NFL history. But man, I mean, he has no control of this offense. They look like shit. You have Brace Hall, who was an all-star Pro Bowler. Now he's basically, on fantasy standard, RB3, RB2, and he was top 5 picked in most leagues. They can't figure it out. It's the timing routes aren't there. The offensive line stinks, and I think it all comes down to Aaron. I mean, he's making poor decisions. He was the quarterback that never had turnovers his whole career. To having 3 picks in the same game, Aaron Rodgers, you are ass.
Well, mine's an easy one because everyone knows I love to trash these guys, especially the ones that have been just granted a gift. Jabril Peppers, you're a piece of crap, man. You are a piece of dog shit.
You're an idiot.
When I see these guys like Henry Ruggs,
he's an idiot.
When I see guys like Ray Caruth, when I see guys like this, and obviously all different levels, Aaron Hernandez, I believe he had a mental illness, right? And I think that's a different thing. I think that Aaron Hernandez, we don't give him a pass. That's for damn sure. And I think that here's a guy that had issues beyond, fame and glory, right? But this guy, strangulation, assault and battery, cocaine possession. I mean, shit. Cocaine possession is so 1980s, man. It's like you're not even living in the right decade. At least throw some X or something, right? It's like cocaine possession. Shit. I haven't even busted for cocaine possession, forever, right? It's like, seriously, man. It's like, what are you doing? I didn't even know cocaine possession was still a thing.
It is when you add all the other things.
Like what? Free base?
If it was just a thing, it would probably be fine. But you add all the other things, then it is a thing.
I don't even get it, man. It's like, what a jerk, man. It's like, it's like, what's going on here, man? It's like, it's like it's just like that combination of a shitstorm. It's like, there's no coming back from that.
It's like the Maurice Claret picture of the car when he's
got his boots on.
AKs just hanging out.
Yeah, Maurice Claret, and then they said, "What were you doing? Getting my goose on."
Yeah. He had a bottle of Grey Goose. Get my goose on.
Get my goose on. What are you talking about, man?
He's an idiot.
Jabril Peppers, jerk.
I haven't given a star down, so here's my star down. It's almost become too easy to pick this one. That's why I haven't really, you know what I mean? But let's go to the college ranks. Let me just point a finger and laugh at Florida State.
There's so many we can point the finger and laugh at this week.
Hey, man. The only I got to do it because, I caught so much heat last season about my hate for Florida State. I don't even hate them. It's just, I don't know. You can't follow up that style season, do all that crying that they did, and then do this.
It happens all the time.
I know.
It happens all the time.
I know it does, but that doesn't mean I don't want to poke fun and laugh at them for it.
Yeah, I mean, watch, don't beat us. You know, it's like,
Of course, that's
it's just the way that it is. You know, it's like, but I think, you know, college football is so cyclical, man. I mean, I would say Florida State losing to this year's Clemson team is nothing compared to Alabama losing to Vandy.
Nah. I'm not laughing at them for losing this game. I'm just laughing at them for being 1-5 at the.
That's like a fire your coach moment at Bama to lose to Vandy.
You know what I mean? I know what it feels like to see your program be down. You know what I mean? We finally back up. Hook 'em. But
we lost 56-7 at Florida State.
Back to number one.
We won. We played for the national championship 2 years later. So it happens. You know.
But star down, Florida State.
Chris?
You know what that means, right? You know what that means, right? Oklahoma money line this week.
Hey, chill.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one. I like that one.
Chill.
I'm just saying, it's that number one curse is still a thing.
Well, it's not even the number one curse. It's like Oklahoma just owns Texas, man.
I might need to get y'all, buy y'all a flight. Y'all need to come experience this right here. Y'all need to come experience this.
I would go.
I'll keep my Saturday open.
Yeah, me too. Got Oregon State night game.
Yeah.
It's a loaded Saturday. It's a loaded Saturday, so it's gonna be kind of tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a team for this one, Michigan. I expected some turnover from a national championship team when their coach goes to the NFL, but this team just does not have it this year. They don't have any competent quarterback play. They can't figure out who to put under center. They're getting just beat up in every game. They're one-dimensional. Washington, I thought maybe they had something going against Washington going in the fourth quarter of that game, and Washington just comes out 13 unanswered points, and Michigan goes down without a whimper. So, Michigan Wolverines.
How about Missouri, man? Yeah,
they got whacked.
Oh,
Smacked up.
They got their teeth kicked in. They got took behind that wood shit.
They got some miserable calls against them early and never recovered. You know, it's like you get the bad calls against you, and you never recover. It's like that's what happened in that one.
So, Mitch, what do you think about the parity right now in college football?
I said at the beginning of the season, nobody goes undefeated, man. It's like people always act like around week 5, week 6, like there's going to be 8 undefeated teams or something. But the reality of it is, and I say this every single time, how many Nick Saban Alabama teams ran the table and won the national championship? 1. You know, it's like that's how hard it is. It's like there are certain schools that can win the national championship with 1 or even 2 losses. There are other schools like Miami that have to run the table. It's like it's just the way that it is. With the playoff and everything like that, it opens it up a little bit. But, you know, I think that this year, you know, it's like the transfer portal has leveled the playing field. And it's like not just in the talent that goes to the new team. And it's just like NFL free agency. I believe it's always the same thing. It's the team that loses the player that really hurts the most, you know, because like Miami lost, you know, a big receiver to Georgia, but you don't see him really making much of an impact there, you know. But for us, we could use it. We could use him. You know, we need another guy. You know, we still need. We're still looking for our Andre Johnson. You know, it's like we got our possession guy, we got our other guy, we have other good receivers, but we just don't have that Michael Irvin, Andre Johnson, you know, guy.
Fair enough.
I mean, George is great. He's great, but he's not. You know, he's not Andre Johnson.
It's a lot to talk about, man. It's a lot to talk about on a Monday following this crazy weekend we had.
And we only got a couple games today, so not a really.
Right. No, I'm responding to the comments. I do agree. The play of the weekend was Lamar Jackson. Really, play of the season was Lamar Jackson. Oh my God.
And I was the reason I don't bring up Lamar as shout out because I've seen him do this. I've seen him do this in the regular season for years. It's not.
It's kind of like what you've seen the Orioles do in the
I need
postseason for
I
years.
need to see this in the
Consistency
postseason.
defined.
I need to see this in the postseason.
I'm with you, Cosby.
I'm humble.
Same
I'm not
break.
gloating.
I'm with
You
you.
see my wall.
I've
I've been a diehard Ravens fan my entire life. You know, it started with the two GOATs, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed,
to
happened to
scramble out of
play
the pocket,
on the same team. That was incredible time for Ravens fans.
scramble out of the pocket and have the strength to
Twice.
basically push off a defensive lineman, set your feet, and throw a dime like that with the game on the line.
Across your body, which is a
Man.
terrible throw you should not be doing in the
Man.
NFL.
Fuck. Shout out.
Well, that's what they say in the end zone. You never want to throw the ball low. You want to throw the ball above your shoulder pads where the helmet is. So he got it up there to Likely where only he can get it. Great connection.
And then
Solid
Heisman.
road win.
And then the Heisman. You know what I mean? The Heisman winner. We got to talk about the Heisman winner. Mitch, are you loving the Heisman winner right now, man? They balling.
I think the Heisman's going to really – the Heisman is 3-4 man race at this point. And I think it's the first year where it's like it's not –
I wasn't actually talking about the actual Heisman. I was talking about your nickname, the Heisman.
Oh, Sam Darnold?
Damn.
I think we saw some vulnerability there yesterday, against the Jets. The Jets are just so bad. It's just hard to really, even tell what's going on.
But they are decent on defense. They are decent. So
they put the other team plays a short field against them because their offense is so bad. So bad, man. It's like, and the thing about Rodgers is he gets everything that he wants, right? Lazard, right? Who in the hell would want this guy from the Packers, right? Because he had the chemistry. Garrett Wilson is really one of the best wide receivers, but the way it's kind of panning out, you look at the Ohio State receivers, that are in the NFL, and because of Rodgers, he's kind of lower middle of the pack of that group of the starting Ohio State receivers out there, right? I mean, and when he really is talent-wise one of the best. But, I mean, here we go. It's the Jerry Jeudy game, Who would you rather have, Marvin Harrison Jr. or Garrett Wilson?
What, say that again?
Marvin Harrison Jr. or
Garrett Wilson?
Marvin Harrison for me.
Junior for me.
Yeah.
How about the guy from the Seahawks, Googba, however you say it.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Jigba?
Yes.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Jigba.
I probably would go Garrett.
I go in Jigba for me. He plays with frickin' Geno Smith, Jay.
But he's also the number 2 across from DK.
He's literally like 10 minutes from Ross Day. He grew up like 10 minutes.
Yeah, he doesn't have the.
How about this Olave guy? How about him?
They're about equal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are
I'm probably taking Olave.
What world? I mean, seriously.
Did you guys not see what Garrett Wilson did already in his body of work before this year? It's Rodgers. Can we agree with that? It's Rodgers.
For me, the thing, it's hard evaluating New York players because you got to add the 2% tax on there because they're in New York. And that media just gives them, that extra. Yeah, I mean, they boost them to another level that they aren't necessarily are. And that's where Garrett Wilson is for me. He's not in that bucket 1 receiver. He's really probably mid-tier bucket 2, and they try to act like he's top tier 2. But honestly, he's like mid-tier tier 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, I expect more out of him. He'll be leaving New York as soon as he becomes a free agent. He'll be out of there.
Devontae to the Ravens. Just wait a couple days. He's coming.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Back to the other one, though, the actual Heisman, I think right now it's a 2-horse race for me. My other guy was off this week, so he didn't get a chance to display his skills, but Mr. minus 4,000 for an anytime touchdown and your first carry, you go 70. Oh my God.
Against Utah State.
It is Utah State.
I was going to say, let's keep in mind who the competition is.
Let's keep in mind, the Utah State, because I think anybody could have done that.
You can only play.
And they have done it this season.
You can only play who's in front of you, and we're not going to act like he's at like a Georgia. He's at Boise, okay? And Boise is a historic program. Don't take this out of context of what I'm saying, but
Boise's not like a novelty act program. Boise's like an elite
I know, but preference what I'm saying though. You know, like for the other guys, all the other guys in the Heisman race are at a bigger program than Boise. So, you know, that got way better.
Travis Hunter,
but they're also in a tougher conference.
Shit out of Colorado, man.
But they're also in a tougher conference. I mean, you mean to tell me that?
What's the line right now? Boise versus Colorado. What's the
Boise
line? Colorado
-7.5.
Colorado -2.5.
Boise -7.
Where is it?
Where is it?
Where's Boise?
Neutral.
In Idaho.
No, where's the game?
Oh, it's a bowl game.
Neutral. Bowl
Neutral.
game.
And everybody's playing the like Dion didn't just sub everybody out because of the
Everybody playing.
Okay.
Honestly, I think a pick 'em.
Now Boise would be laying 2.5.
I think Colorado will be laying 2.5.
Nah, that's because you're a homer.
No, I don't. I had a dog. I wouldn't pick.
You might get what you wish for if Colorado.
You might get what you wish for. That'd be good.
I could see it.
We come for the thing with Idaho Potato Bowl.
Well, the thing is like, see, it's already shaping up.
What if it's on the blue field?
The playoff is already shaping up exactly how we thought it would play out. With all these SEC teams losing these games, they're all still going to get in. And the same thing with these Big Ten teams, right? They're still going to get in because you can even see. I mean, who's the only 2-loss team that's still ranked, right? Michigan, right? It's always the favoritism and bullshit. So Clemson and Miami are now in the top 10, right? So you have 2 ACC teams there, but they're going to play in the ACC championship, more than likely. You have Tennessee will play Alabama in the regular season. Not going to be an elimination game, that's for sure. And then one of those teams or both won't have to play in the SEC championship game. So it's a chance. It's the way the SEC championship game has worked out in recent years. It's a chance not to get a loss. Is the way that works out, right? So it's like it's not like you get credit for making it and losing. You get credit. You don't get credit. You get hit because you take another loss.
Yeah, the playoff is going to be real interesting how it all shapes out. It's going to be interesting. I was going to say something. Damn, and I just lost my train of thought. I was going to say this, but I was thinking the biggest winner from this past weekend was Ole Miss because they looked dead after their loss to Kentucky. But then after everybody lost this weekend, they right back in it.
Yeah, so the thing is that you have to remember about the SEC teams is that we're only in week 6. So their SEC schedule, they played a lot out of conference. A lot of the SEC teams have gotten their out of conference. So these teams all play each other. So like Alabama plays Tennessee. Alabama always plays Ole Miss. So in the West, like if we look at Alabama's schedule going forward, let's see who we got. Let's take a look at some of these teams, and then we'll get into today's games. I know everyone's going to be like, where are the picks, man? Just get to the picks already. But if we get to Alabama and their schedule going forward, so it's South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri, LSU, Oklahoma, Auburn. So they don't play Ole Miss this year. But when you look at Ole Miss, let's see who they play. So Ole Miss might have Texas, right? So that's the other team in here now. So we have Ole Miss plays Oklahoma, Arkansas, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi State. So you have the same thing, where you're going to end up with a lot of these 3-loss SEC teams.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss could easily be one of those.
Yeah.
Then they have the Egg Bowl, to end the season. So even Mississippi State stinks. It doesn't mean they're going to lose that one for sure. And let's see Texas A&M now. So Texas A&M now interesting, right? Because they only have the 1 loss. And they have actually the easiest of the schedules going forward. They play Mississippi State, LSU, South Carolina, New Mexico State, Auburn, and Texas. And everyone knows they always beat Texas as that. Right?
That Texas A&M game throw the record book out the window.
They always beat Texas as that. They always beat.
That's gonna be a war. I might have to be
Texas A&M. It's not a war. Texas A&M always beats the rest.
Nah,
Yes.
but this year we're number one. You keep discrediting them. We're number one.
Yeah, number one in October means 0.
Look,
Number one in January, at the end of January, is a different story. But number one in October, they don't give out any trophies for number one in October.
You're right. You're right. This is what I was gonna say. It just came back to me. Did y'all know there's a scenario where we can get 2 Army Navy games this year? Look, because they could mess around and play in the championship game before Selection Sunday, and then the Army Navy game is the week after.
there's that, but there's also they're saying that the Army Navy game could be like the worst thing for the committee because you could have, just say for example, one of them's undefeated going into that game. Say they're both going undefeated because I don't even know, there could be someone that could sneak in. You
can do it even better. You do it even better. Say they both have 1 loss because I think they got Notre Dame both on their schedule. It still could work out.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, and then the team that makes it into the playoffs gets beat by the other side of the Army Navy game in the Army Navy game after the playoff has been decided.
Right. It's crazy. it's madness, really, when you think of it.
Anyways, you just got to remember that in college football, a lot of these teams still haven't played each other. And, the way the scenario plays out, like Georgia plays Texas, right? So it's like Texas plays Oklahoma, Texas plays A&M. Oregon plays Ohio State this week. So someone's going to, have at least 1 loss, after that one. So, college football is one of those things where 90% of the time it plays itself out. I'd say 95% of the time it plays itself out. 5% of the time it's just super controversial. But let's get to today's actions. Try and get this show in under an hour on a 3-game card. We got the Tigers taking.
At this point, y'all know what Monday is. It's the reflection of the weekend.
Of course, it's a reflection day. We got the Guardians taking on the Tigers. Boyd on the mound, the ex-Tiger, up against Scoop, who pitched decently last time out, but man, did he get off the hook he was Houdini last time out, with just guys all over the bases on him all game long. The Guardians let him off the hook. Jay?
I can't bet it, y'all. I want to, but they got my guy overpriced. The play here for me is still the Guardians at the plus money. It just is. And I love Scooble. I love Scooble. I was team Scooble before a lot of y'all were team Scooble. You got to remember, we've been saying the Scooble bit for, this is like a 2-season bit at this point. But minus 130 on the road against the Guardians at home, where the Guardians play their best baseball, I can't do it. I can't do it. You're giving me plus money with the Guardians at home at the crib where they played amazingly all season. That's where I got to be. The Guardians are the better team. The Tigers are on a run. I think the Tigers will compete in the series. I want to, attack probably the plus money when we get to Detroit here soon. But today, I just think they got Scooble overpriced, overrated, overvalued. And I hate to say it. I'm taking Cleveland.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm taking the under in the first 5. I think this is a pitcher's duel. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a run through the first 5 innings. The Guardians, they faced Scooble only once this year. He gave up 1 run over 7 innings of work. Gave up 10 hits, but it was a lot of singles. So if he can keep the runners off the base pass, I think he's going to have to if he wants to keep the Tigers in this game. So I think once the Guardians get there, if it's a close game, they do have a clear edge in the bullpen. But I also think Boyd can have a solid start because the Tigers in their last 10 games, 235 against lefties. So nothing special. I think this is going to be at most a 1-0 game through the first 5. So give me the under in the first 5.
The under. Costi?
Yeah, I'm going to go over 6 for the game simply because, and I'm not saying that the narrative that Chris created cannot come to fruition, but I just believe once the relievers come in, there's going to be a little, regression with Cleveland not scoring 7 runs. But even if they score 3 runs, Detroit is not going to get blanked. Potentially they could score 3 to 4 runs. I see this game being very close, but with the relievers coming in, I think they'll be able to get to them. Detroit will wake up because this is their best shot to win in this series tonight. If they're going to win, they're not going to win 2-0. They're going to win 4-3, something like that. So I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, for me, it's like I've been betting this Guardians bullpen for a long time, and I just can't get off of it. There's no reason to get off of them here. You're getting them plus money at home against a team they know they can beat. And Skubal got off the hook a bunch of times in his last outing. He had runners on base a lot in that game. Just none of them were able to cross the plate on him. I think the Guardians are the team that has made those situations count, and I think they do here. And then I think the bullpen comes in. It's just the Guardians bullpen has been crazy good, unhittable. Clase, I mean, he is. You got to, while Skubal is probably the Cy Young Award winner, I think Clase is going to get some votes. I do. I think you don't see too many relievers win the Cy Young, but it does happen, and you will see him get votes. I think he was just outstanding. How many innings did he go, Chris, without giving up a run? I mean, 138 or something. Something ridiculous. It was like.
Let me look. Hold on.
I mean, I think he only gave up like 4 hits.
Give up much.
Yeah, I think he gave up like 4 hits in like 70 innings or something crazy. It was like. Normally, I don't like the guys with the colored hair and stuff. I was damaged by that D-backs reliever. What was his name again?
Castro. Oh, Lord.
I was damaged goods.
Yeah, Castro, man.
Oh, my God. He's thick.
Oof.
So, Emmanuel Clase this season made 74 appearances, 5 earned runs allowed.
Yikes.
Finished with a 0.61 ERA.
0.61. Oh, my God. He has to get votes, right?
47 saves.
Relievers don't get like the Hall of Fame stuff, and they don't get like not as many relievers go to the Hall of Fame, and not that many relievers get Cy Young votes. But you have to believe that he will get Cy Young votes. You have to believe it. I mean, he's had that kind of year. Anyway, let's go to our next game.
One blown save all year.
Crazy. We go to our next game, and we've got the Yankees and the Royals. I don't know. I just think this is a traditional rivalry, but it seems like of the 4 series, this seems like the least attractive of the bunch, right? It's just I don't know. It's kind of like. Who cares, right? It's become like the who cares series, especially because the other ones are so good. The Mets, Phillies, the Padres, Dodgers. I mean, these are 5-game series now. That Mets Phillies is about as crazy as it gets, right? It's like they should just start the game at the 8th inning.
Yeah.
What do you like here with the Yankees?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Yankees in this one. I kept trying to find a way to talk myself onto the plus 130 with the Royals, but the Royals' numbers against lefties, as of late, haven't been very good. I think in the last 10 games, they're hitting just 165 against lefties. And Rodon, much better ERA at home than on the road this season, and if the Royals bats aren't producing, I think we were talking about it going out of the AL wild card where they had scored 3 runs or less in 11 of their previous 14 games. If you're not scoring like that and the bullpen lets it get away like they did in game 1, it's not. I don't think it's going to look good for the Royals here. I think they can get to Ragans. They're hitting almost 300 in their last 10 games against lefties. Price isn't terrible with the Yankees, so I'll go with the Yankees.
Costi.
Yeah, that's Kansas City's definitely not hitting lefties well in the last 10, but on the season, I don't know if the last 10 is a good sample size. I'd rather look at the whole season of a body of work. So I'm not too concerned that Kansas City's been struggling of late. This is a big-time game. Ragans has been really, really good, plus money. I think this is a game that they need to win. They kept it close last game, and they only lost by a run. I like the plus money in my pocket on this one. I'm going to take the Kansas City Royals, the team that beat us, and pull out a W here, because if they don't win this game, they're done. So they have to tie it up at 1-1. They want to have a shot at the series. Being down 2-0 is going to be too tough to the Yankees.
I like the Royals in this one too. I just think that, they're kind of flying under the radar. And, while the Mets are the comeback kings and all that stuff, the Royals, man, they've been very, very tough. And I got news for you. See, I'm a White Sox fan, right? And this was a bad year. I think, if you're going to stink, you might as well stink. It's not like the NFL where the number 1 overall draft choice is going to help you that much, but it can if you have the right people drafting. And I think baseball, the draft has certainly helped out a little more. But I remember when Rodon pitched for us in the postseason. He was a real shit stain. I'm telling you, I'm going to take the Royals on spite alone, man. He was awful, man. He pitched for us in the postseason. He was our guy. He was like, and you know what I said? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Can't stand you, ass. Ass. Just like Lopez. Him and Rodon were the biggest frauds, man. It's like,
for me, I have followed a simple formula in the postseason the last 2 seasons, and I've made a lot of money in the postseason. Like, my record last year in the postseason in baseball was unbelievable. I still can't believe I put up that many units in the postseason in Major League Baseball last season.
A lot of
it was the Rangers. I ain't gonna lie.
Rangers won the World Series, and you took them every single game.
A lot of it was the Rangers.
If you notice Jay's numbers, right, in his sports throughout, right? When the Cowboys covered every single game in the NFL, Jay's the top of the NFL. The Mavericks go to the NBA championship.
Top of the leaderboard.
Texas Rangers.
Top of the leaderboard.
I'm just saying.
Dallas Stars.
Top of the leaderboard.
I'm just saying. It ain't my fault that my teams were good. It's not my fault. I just identified that they were good. But the reason I brung that up. The reason I brung that up was to say dogs in the postseason has been the way to look. And really, you start with the dog and you try to talk yourself off of it. And if you can't, then you're just supposed to be on the dog in the postseason. That's what the baseball playoffs have been the last 2 seasons.
Now, the dog have to be trained or untrained?
Hey, man, yesterday they kind of laughed at me on the morning show about my dirty dog in the New York Giants. They wasn't fucking with me. But
there's no neighbors. Don't go to the Giants.
I said, I low-key like the Giants money line. I said that.
Who thought Slayton? Very unowned player.
I think the Royals is the play today. A formula I have subscribed to all season is fading the Yankees second game of the series. I've been talking about that all year. Ooh, yeah, Yankees. That's how they come out and play first game of a series. Second game, they kind of relax. It's different now. It's playoffs. But when I really just handicap the game, Cole Raggins, I trust him. I see no reason not to. His last game, we just seen him in postseason action. What did he do? Pitched amazing against Baltimore in the postseason.
Ex-Ranger.
The
Briggs ex-Texas team player once removed is a yes. That's a yes. This is how you end up on Martin Perez. I mean, this is how you get there. So it's
yesterday, no surprise. Get my top play, the Padres. No surprise. Yu Darvish was on the mound. But for real though. In all honesty, Cole Raggins he's pitched amazing here recently. His last 2 games has been really serviceable. Really, his last 3. I think he'll be pitched just fine here. We seen him recently, or what was that? 9-11 was against the Yankees. They didn't blow him up. Only gave up 2 earned in that game. 6.
You can't beat the Yankees on 9-11.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But he pitched well against them on that day. So I think
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you brought it on that day, you're in good shape.
Yep.
So
which reminds me, we're about 2 weeks away from the Jalen Brunson, he is him, all that crap again.
What about Dante DiVincenzo? Not happy.
But no. See, but DiVincenzo has no Maverick blood, while Brunson is an ex-Maverick on the Knicks, so he gets the Briggs preferential treatment.
Right.
That anything above 31 points, he is him. He is everything. Yeah. He is the whole thing, right?
So what are we doing with just? I know this.
31 points, basically NBA all-time team. For any ex-Mav.
What's with Tatum now? What are we doing with Tatum now? He did win it.
Par for the course, man. Yeah, but it was the Brown show.
Yeah, but so you're still going to trash Tatum?
Oh, obviously. Come on.
Yeah. You said he had to win it.
When have we ever just changed just because? Like, we don't do that here.
No, we give credit where credit is due. Congrats, you got your ring. You did that. You rode on Brown's coattails. You did everything you need to do. You're going to get more money than Brown. But I think the Olympics, Steve Kerr set the narrative for us. We don't have to do it. Have a seat, Jason, right over here, and don't say a fucking word. How about that? It's like, hey, what?
This is true. This is just sit over there.
Yeah. You have the top 12 players in the world, right? It's supposedly the top 12 players in the world, and he doesn't make it onto the floor.
Oh shit!
At all. Not even garbage time, man.
No.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. Garbage time.
Felt like
here's your participation trophy. Now go along your way. You got your medal. You got your participation trophy. You were on the team. You get to stand there for the picture next to LeBron if you want to.
Next.
Sorry, LeBron's people moved Tatum to it. Tatum was standing next to LeBron. LeBron's people came in and were just like,
no.
That was like, so we were here at Bellagio. We're waiting for the elevator, and LeBron gets off, and Sean sees LeBron walk by. He totally missed him, right? And he realizes, hey, that was LeBron. He starts walking towards him. LeBron's guy turns around and does. It was the day the Dream Team was here, the Team USA. LeBron was here. Sean's like, he walked right by him. He was getting in the elevator. LeBron's getting out.
That's funny. Hey, quickly, speaking of NBA, y'all been bugging me. I got one for y'all today. I got one.
What?
Hey, I know y'all don't care, but a lot of people here do. The preseason is back in the NBA. Hey, I'm just doing some early homework. Y'all know
I like NBA preseason. I
love watching hoops. I got to play for y'all today. I got one play in the NBA preseason. It's 15.
I like NBA preseason.
Yeah, they hooping. Hoops is hoops at the end of the day. Hoops is hoops. So
there's only the thing about the NBA. There's only 12 guys on the roster. So
that's what I'm saying.
Everybody can play, man. In the NBA.
Exactly.
Oh, Jay, let us know, man. I'm listening.
I got to play today. It's $15. Pick Dogs Premium. NBA preseason play, first one of the season. I'm not going too crazy in the preseason. I'm not gonna have a ton of plays, but I am watching them, and when I see one to attack, I'll post it. So
does it rhyme with Savrix?
No, I promise it's not the Mavericks. It's not the Mavericks tonight, even though they should win. We'll see.
It's like Luca wearing a sombrero and a mustache. We go by looks, man.
We got Monday Night Football. We're 59 minutes in. We're on game 3. Monday Night Football. It's the Chiefs and the Saints. The Chiefs are home, and that means Taylor Swift. I mean, this whole Taylor Swift thing. The nice thing is that Kelsey's so bad this year that it's like
so good. I love it.
It's just enjoy it. He has become Taylor Swift's boyfriend. It is the best scenario. I don't hear him screaming, into the mic and talking like he's a professional wrestler and none of that stuff. Basically sitting there whoring himself out, trying to sell DirecTV or something. Anyways, speaking of whoring themselves out, Chris, Or Costa, you're up.
Check the wind. There's not much wind in Kansas City. Very mild. 4 degrees to the north. Not much wind. So I'm not too worried about that. I know we had this issue coming to the playoffs. I still like the over in this game. One of my groups did give out a side, but I'm going to reserve that to the members only. But I like the over in this spot. I think it's too low. I mean, 43, you have teams, they're basically saying because New Orleans doesn't have a center, they're not going to be able to get points on the board. They're Kansas City losing Rashee Rice. Is that going to be a big deal? I still think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. And New Orleans is probably going to have to play from behind, and it could be a one of those backdoor covers that we've seen literally this entire weekend. So give me the over in this one. I think New Orleans gets to Kansas City's secondary outside of Olave, and Kamara has a decent game as well, catching balls on screens out of the backfield, getting away from the inside of that nasty defensive line that Kansas City puts out. So over 43 for me. I think it's too low.
At what point in the season do you think we'll start to see the win?
Well, it all depends. I mean, right now, the winds, like when you get to November, December, the wind swirls out. The wind swirls.
I love that bit.
West. It was just one of those things that just came, and it just felt real. It felt natural. And now it's just, I mean, like I'm with my personal trainer this morning, and I'm basically doing this as one of the exercises.
The wind.
The wind. Got to get right to keep telling him I got to be ready for December.
Yeah, I'm on the Saints first half in this one. I think they come out gangbusters. I think you can't really trust, I personally would go Saints money line on the game. I'm here in Vegas. I'll probably throw a little something on. I got some chips left over, some craps last night. It was a miracle. It was really a Vegas miracle that I ended up with chips. I was getting shellacked. I got one of these. I'll probably put this one on the Saints on the money line and see if it comes back with anything. So not too heavy. And then I don't know. I just think that missing Rice, because this is a team that was kind of starving for this receiver and now missing the receiver. And I think Worthy's great, but I think now that, he's more pressure on him, it's like probably not going to be as great, because they can actually pay more attention to him. And then, who else is going to beat you in this team? They don't have anybody else. So, there's going to be a bullshit call. The Saints are going to get screwed, all that other stuff, right? I mean, basically how it goes with these Chiefs games. But I think in the first half, I think the Saints will be good. Mahomes has been slow starter, man. They've been slow out of the game. Maybe it's
the win.
It's always the win.
Yes, James. I'll post it today. I'm glad you reminded me. It'll be up today.
Preseason all the way through the finals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where's the jam session?
Where's the jam session? Hey, for me, I have the Chiefs in the same bucket I had the Celtics in the NBA season. Meaning, if I don't have a clear and concise reason to fade them, I'm just not doing so, bro.
Oh, no, we know Juju's on the team. We didn't forget about him. We know he's there. Like we said, they got nothing.
Kelsey actually will be elevated. You'll see his production go up because Rashee Rice is out. You saw that last game after Rashee Rice.
Right, the game has passed him by. He's done. He was soft. Now he's worse.
Kareem Hunt, slowest running back in the NFL right now.
Mahomes and Kelsey.
Go get your yards.
Mahomes and Kelsey never, ever, ever getting back together, man. That's it. It's done. I've been waiting to do that one for years. Figuring out a way to get that one in there for a year and a half.
That's what she said.
Yep.
So
You got to shake it up.
You said
I'm on the I don't really love the game, fellas. Let me just be honest. I've taken the Chiefs every game this season. Let me tell y'all that. And tonight, I'm taking the Chiefs again. I don't know, bro. They're the best team in the league. They are. They got the best head coach. They got the best quarterback. The Saints, I don't trust their quarterback. I don't trust their coach. Short, sweet, simple. It's just what it boils down to for me. Now, on the flip side of this, the Chiefs are not going to cover every game, and that's what makes me a little nervous. And 5 is that weird number. Like 24-20, Chiefs win. Are we surprised? Is anybody surprised? Right over the over, and right on the number, come down right to the wire like all these dumbass primetime games have been all season long. Every primetime game just come right down to it. Last night, Thursday night, it's always some BS too, bro. So, like, you just got to know what we're signing ourselves up for tonight. Just know what you're signing up for. And this is how I see it playing out. Saints are going to be up 2017. You get a Patrick Mahomes 2-minute drill for the win. Cash is the over. Cash is the Chiefs win. But I want to take the Chiefs and lay the points. That's probably the way I would bet it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. But that's still the way I would go. Like, there's not enough for me here to take the Saints. It's just not enough. My favorite play in the game, I'm with Costi. Give me an over.
under all day and twice on Monday.
Oh,
The Chiefs are not what they were.
Ah.
The Chiefs are not what they were offensively. The Chiefs aren't what they were. They had to come back from 10-0 down.
Where you were offensively.
Costi, leave the humor to me. Give me.
You were.
Give me.
One point.
All I need is that's
You
all
were
I
an
need is that's what
offensive
she
weapon at one point. Now,
yeah, on your back during the push-up.
There's only a 2 mile an hour wind. There's only a 2 mile an hour wind.
Yeah, you can't even do that. It's just like this. It's got to just be like.
No, that's what my shoulder is during the. I can't. That's why I can't do the wind. It's just, yeah, mine's like.
You got to do the finger.
Yeah.
It's like, I get it. It's still Patrick Mahomes, but the receiving core is not what it was. They formulated that offense around Rashee Rice, considering that Pacheco is out. Kelce hasn't been what he's been. They haven't had Hollywood Brown. So this is a Chiefs offense that, has to keep figuring stuff out. And they are. But I think this is about the Chiefs defense for anything. If it's anything for the Kansas City Chiefs, they had to rally from 10-0 down to win 17-10 last week against the Chargers, 22 points against the Falcons, and they allowed combined 27 points those two games. So I think Steve Spagnuolo is going to try to draw something up for the Saints in that banged up offensive line. But again, nothing impresses me about the Chiefs offense right now. So I have this one going just under the total, around 42, 43. So give me the under.
All right. It is parlay time. Also, well, before we do parlay, Jay, selling anything today?
I got my first NBA play of the season. Woo! NBA preseason play. Hop on, $15. Rock with me. Let's try to make some money as we do our early homework. We don't just start, watching NBA when opening night. We putting in the work early. So if you want to bet some NBA tonight, I know it's not for everybody. I get it. But if you want to, you can hop on that play. I'll have a play in the NFL game as well, and I have a baseball play. So 3 plays for me today. NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL. We're back, baby. Woo! We're back. Hop on Big Dogs Premium.
Yeah, I just have my my NFL play for tonight for $29.95. Trying to finish another football weekend on a high note.
Costi?
Still available spots if you want to join my team for syndicate betting access, which means you're going to get more than just games through the website. Everything with us is by text, direct. We do a lot of videos directly to the client, showing you what we're looking at when we're watching the screens and seeing the value. What's that?
With pants? With pants?
Yes, it's not actually me.
Okay.
It's Mr. David Miller himself in the Telegram channel. He is constantly doing videos.
I like David. He's awesome. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude, and he's
a good dude.
Very ahead of the game. And so, guys,
I sat down at a table with him and a couple of these other guys. Kids, and he was like, "Oh my god,
it's a different language.
These guys are doing."
So it's really for only the bigger players. If you're a guy that has a bankroll of 10,000 or more, it would make sense for you. If not, I would just stick to any one of these amazing cappers on here and buy their daily, but more so probably get their seasonal, because look at the leaderboards. These guys are all really good at what they do in season, season after season. If you can't afford somebody like me, take one of their.
Hey, I'm heating up, man. I'm heating up.
How many games did you win? What was your NBA record last year, Jay?
Let me see. I can pull it up quickly. I was 294, 255, 53.6%. But we took a lot of money line dogs. That's where we ate in the NBA. That's where we're going to eat again this season. So units, we were up 3,300 units plus. So
33 net games for the ones that are not understanding what that means. So if you bet 1,000 a game, you made 33,000 on Jay's seasonal pass.
I got my NFL Monday Night Football pick. I got my top Major League Baseball pick. Shout out to Bellagio Baller Suite we got here. So you can see this is our living room. Shout out, man. I'm at the dining room table. You can see it. It's like absolute. It is fantastic. I could show you. I got 2 bathrooms in my bedroom. It is off the chain, man. So shout out to these guys for taking care of us again.
It almost looks like the room from Hangover.
I know, right? It really does.
It
could be.
Right.
I know. It looks like it.
No, I'm saying it literally looks exact. No, theirs had that.
No, they had
Hangover at Caesars, wasn't it? Theirs was at Caesars.
Yeah, theirs was at Caesars.
Yeah,
I watched The Hangover on the plane ride over.
Yeah,
I watched it.
But the room give me the same vibes. Give me those vibes.
Yeah.
I know you get this all the time. Caesar really live here?
Caesar really live here?
Didn't think so. Did he live here, Caesar? It's funny, like you know, a lot of the places in that movie are gone, right? Like, because the blackjack scene is at Riviera, same place where it was in Rain Man. Riviera is gone, which is amazing. That it's like the Riviera and the Trop. I don't know how those places went out of business. I mean, I never cashed a chip at either of those casinos, man. At Trop, I didn't play that often. I played there maybe 3 times, and all the times I've been to Vegas, and I lost. I got shellacked every single time. And at Riviera, I used to have a place right around the corner, and I got shellacked there too on a consistent basis. So I don't know. I don't know how they went under. Anyways, we're gonna do parlays. Let's do it. Let's pick dogs parlays. You can do player props. You can do whatever. And NBA preseason, or you could just choose not to parlay. But
no,
Chris,
who does? That's boring.
Well, some people do it. Take the chat, James. Chris, you're muted.
Sorry. Let's go with an all strikeout parlay. Let's go with Scooble 7+ strikeouts.
People call it the Ruflo's dating career parlay.
Oh.
How many strikeouts are we going for? 4 in a row?
Oh my goodness.
You ever have a cut that you just pour like alcohol on and it just burned? Yeah, that was I'll give you credit. That was good.
Well, at least you're still at the plate and still swinging.
Yep, that I am.
Basically, what you're calling him, instead of Chris Ruffalo, he's Chris Davis.
It just takes one. Just takes one.
It just
Yeah.
Chris Davis.
So let's go
No
with
Adderall,
let's go
Chris
with-
Davis.
yeah, we could call this the Coffee parlay where we get someone to strike out 6 times in one night. But I'm kidding. I'm just trying to deflect when you're on the
You
same.
don't have a chain on. You can't talk to me like that.
Wind coming out of Kansas
See
City,
this-
wind coming into
See this
Kansas.
chain?
Hey, that
See these
chain's
guys
the
over
chain's
here?
the chain's
Can't
gonna
talk
turn your
when I
neck
have a
green.
chain on.
Okay, fine. Sorry. That chain, but the chain's gonna turn your neck green. Let's go with the kidding, Costi. I love you. Google 7+ strikeouts, Cole Reagan 6+ strikeouts, and Redone 6+ strikeouts, plus 584.
Jake,
I'm over here looking through, trying to find how I want to play it. We're gonna do props tonight. We did really good on the props yesterday. They was giving me hell. Cash that J Daniels INT. I was turned when he threw it. Look, we're gonna go with Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. Stars come out on prime time. You know they're gonna cut to Taylor. You book it. Kelce scoring tonight. No Rasheed Rice. Derek Carr is throwing an INT. Book it. He's throwing one. He's going to have that stupid look on his face that he always have Monday night on the road. Don't trust him. And Bobby Witt. Let's do it tonight, my boy. Over 1.5 total bases for Bobby Witt. Got to be on your shoulders, my boy. Got to be. Got to be. This your team. This your MVP season. Go do it. Go beat the man. Go beat him. Go do it. Turn me up, Bobby. 3-team. Kelce, Bobby Witt. I forgot what the last one was, but y'all know what it was. Oh, Derek Carr, INT. There we go.
Costi.
No, this is how I'm going to start the flow. NBA preseason, you gotta take these teams early and often to get it right back to where we ended last year. 3-teamer: Mavericks, Thunder Buddies, Magic.
All right, I'm just gonna go to the betting tools.
You just put the Thunder Buddies and the Mavs together? Hold on, man. Oh,
Mavs, Thunder Buddies, Magic. I almost threw the New Zealand Breakers in there, but I really didn't like
parlay,
34.5. If they were getting 37, if I was getting 37, I probably could have thrown them in the parlay. But they're only getting 32. I'm not really comfortable with 32. So
yes, sir.
The New Zealand Breakers.
New Zealand Breakers. What do you mean?
New Zealand Breakers, man.
I can't even bet on them.
Yeah, you can.
Oh wait, maybe I can. Hold on, maybe I can. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
It's just NBA preseason.
New Zealand Breakers team total over.
What you got, Mitch?
I'm just gonna use the betting tools here. Oswaldo Cabrera to hit a double, with Jose Ramirez to hit a home run, and Travis Kelce touchdown. $10 pays $1,023.75. Pretty solid 100-to-1 odds on that one.
I'm playing that parlay, Costi. I'm gonna put that shit in right now.
You just gotta get
Actually, yeah,
the flow
Costi, I
going,
think
man.
is onto something with that one.
We back.
Let me tell you something. You got to get the flow going with these teams early and often.
We back.
Thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate all of you. Be here in Vegas. Talking to some of these sports books, asking them the tough questions. To be honest with you, someone's got to do it. It ain't going to be these other people that are sucking up to them. We know that much. I'm having dinner with Don Johnson.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Tell him I said hello.
Absolutely. Excited. Blackjack Hall of Famer, one of the best horse racing bettors you'll
Yeah, he's
ever
got a
meet.
horse racing syndicate.
I've seen him take down 10 or 11 million in a good day at the races. Pretty crazy stuff. But yeah.
You got to see it. So Eric and I know we're ending the show, but he invited Eric and I to the tent for Preakness. So we go to the tent. It's like basically a club that they
Yeah.
just built.
Oh yeah. How much did he have riding on the games, like, or on the race, like 8 million or something?
Yeah, it's something insane.
Like something crazy, right?
Yeah. But
Always
it's not even the main race. All the races leading up.
like he'll win like 11 million or something, in a day at the races, but he'll have like 8.5 million working, So
They
it's
won't let him play blackjack anywhere in Vegas.
well, they don't let him. They don't let him bet the horses in California anymore. That's why they
Right.
gave him the show at the racetracks at Santa Anita,
Right.
and all the racetracks in California. He's the guy that does the show there because they pay him to do the show. They have like sponsors. He has a lot of celebrities on their shows. He wants to have us on the show,
Right?
Like all those the guys from Entourage and all that. It would be fun, and but really good guy, and you'll hear more about him through us. He works with us, and he's part of our team. He's excited to be here. It's like he's one of those guys that we haven't talked a lot about. He's been with us for about a little over 6 months, but you guys will get to meet him more. I think we have a few of these guys that are not pure sports betting guys that we bring into the fold, and I think Don doesn't like any of the associated terms for blackjack winning players. He doesn't like any of those terms, so it would be interesting. He doesn't like advantage player. He doesn't like the counter. He doesn't like any of those terms.
We created a website for him when he got into the space, and it was called Advantaged One.
He didn't like it. He didn't like it. Nah, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like any of those terms. He just said he wins.
It didn't matter. We still did it anyway because you're an advantage player.
It's such a good guy. So
he really is.
What does he have? 500,000 Instagram followers or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, the real Don Johnson. I talked to Mickey.
Not the Miami Vice guy.
I talked to Mickey last week too on Skype. He wants to do something with us also on here, so we'll get him on here. Mickey's a great guy, so I think you guys will really like Mickey. He has a really good personality, like kind of like that.
Yeah,
I think he does.
He's great. Him
and I always get along well.
No, he's awesome.
Yeah. He's
definitely. Yeah, he's a guy's guy.
Yeah, he. I don't know, for some reason, like me and him always just hit it off. So it's like he's like a young version of me, I think. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Make it Wing Day. We appreciate each and every one of it.